where everyone's practically a Paramahamsa anyway. But by nature, people, they see the good. In Treta Yuga, it's described as the age of tolerance. So even if you have some issue or you see some fault, you tolerate. In the Dwarka Yuga, it's described as the age of fighting. So if you have some issue, you express it in a particular way. And particularly, often when you hear about pastimes in Dwarka Yuga, you hear how if there was some issue, they would go out and they would do battle in a religious way. But Kali Yuga is known as the age of criticism. It's the age of quarrel, it's the age of hypocrisy. This principle of criticism, it's in the air, you watch movies, films, it's magazines, newspapers are filled with criticism. I remember before I joined, still haven't actually joined, but before I came in association with the devotees, I remember my relationships with my friends, and basically it would be just, we would try and outdo each other by criticizing each other. If someone had some particular weakness, you would kind of just, joke about it, disregarding how the person felt about it. But this is totally the opposite of how a devotee should act. And so unfortunately, because of this tendency is there because we still have our conditioning. And living in ISKCON, there's ample opportunity to criticize, especially in an institution. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, he said that the institutionalization of religion is a necessary evil. No doubt, I often meet people on the streets and, they'll say, is this organized religion? I don't want to have anything to do with organized religion. Because they've had the same experiences perhaps in their upbringing in Christianity. Literally speaking, we have websites dedicated to criticism. I remember one senior devotee who was explaining something quite interesting. He was explaining how the devotees, they criticize ISKCON more than even the non-devotees. So it's quite an interesting phenomenon that we have today. And also, we're surrounded by so much bad, right? In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it said, Kale dosha nidhi rajana, that Kali Yuga means the ocean of faults. So if you want to see some fault, you don't have to look too far. Prabhupada says any fool can find fault. In the Mahabharata, it also says that it's the duty of, or it's the propensity of Shudras to find fault. But we understand that this fault-finding propensity is a very dangerous propensity. And it's probably the quickest way to end our spiritual lives. So we have to be careful and we have to kind of change our vision so we can see the good as opposed to see the bad. So there were a few things more I had to say, but I think I'll stop now because I've run over time. I don't know if anyone had any comments, questions. Marge, I don't know if you had any corrections or anything you want to share. Okay. There's quite a few. Alexei, I'll just do it in order I see my hands. Alexei, Sachi Sukumai, Kumar.
One of the last sessions a couple of weeks ago where Duryodhana fights with Bhima, and Bhima eventually conquers Duryodhana. And Balaram says that, describing the acts and actions of Duryodhana, that he would definitely be able to defend himself because he had did his duties as Kshatriya.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit bewildered because throughout the story we see how many ill and mean intentions and acts he committed. Yet, just because he was doing his duty, he still has an open door to the highest heavenly planets. If you can.
Good question. March?
Permanent position. He get some reward for his good deeds. And he's going to suffer. Going to be there forever.
Like one person even with completely weak intentions can achieve superior majority and love.
Yeah. See, sometimes when we commit Vaishnava Parad, there's different reactions. And like the example of Subharimuni, who was performing meditation, I think it was in the River Yamuna. And Garuda would come and take fish from it. And Subharimuni, he saw this situation and he thought he'd intervene and protect the fish. And so he cursed Garuda to never be able to enter the River Yamuna. That's why Kaliya resided in the River Yamuna. But this was not according to etiquette, because Garuda was this top-notch Vaishnava, Lord Vishnu's carrier. And so the reaction in that particular context was that although he was like a great sage that performed like severe austerities in the River Yamuna, because of that act, lust increased in his heart. Hence, his meditation broke when he saw two fish copulating. And as a result, it's described that he left his meditation and he married like these 10,000 princesses or something. So sometimes reactions come in different ways. But the main reaction is that you get bereft of your devotional service, your devotional practice. That is the main reaction. And ultimately, unless you perform devotional service, you'll never be happy in this world. Whether you're in the heavens, whether you're on the earthly planets. Okay, I think something more similar. I don't know if Prasad is with it, so I don't want to go on too much, but...
I was just going to ask Prasad, because I just came in a bit late, but you mentioned there about people on the street and something like that. It's an organised religion. And I just wondered, because I find it like an escape when people are asking about religion to kind of present the idea of Dharma, that you can change your religion or your belief system, but you can't change your internal constitutional identity. So I'm just wondering, does that also fit into the idea of organised religion? If it's about Siddhartha Dharma as opposed to religion in a conventional sense?
Siddhartha Dharma is actually, in Kali Yuga, everything's confused, and the process of Harinam Sankirtan is the main thing. So in that sense, it's not organized yet, because we're just getting everyone to chant Hare Krishna and dance and sing and taste Krishna Prem. So we encourage them like that, take the book, dance and sing, chant Hare Krishna. Later on it may get more organized. But right now, we encourage them, chant Hare Krishna, be happy.
Yeah. So it's not organized. Chant Hare Krishna. Yeah,
do what you like, chant Hare Krishna. Be happy. That's what they want. Yeah.
Okay. I think let's stop there. We can ask. I'm going to stop there because I've overrun too much. But thank you for patiently listening. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai.
Great Sach Kishore Prabhu ki
Jai. Jai.